Hi guys, we're going to do activity 26, accounts payable today. And so activity 26 has, it's a little bit longer. You need to type the data that is found on the second page of the activity first. And it should look something like this when you're done. And then we want to start doing the things that are on the first page of the activity. So if we go to number 3, we need to format the width of column A to 24 and left align it. Now left align is the default, so we don't really have to do anything there, but we do need to change it to a 24. It's close to 24, so it's not going to make a huge difference, maybe just slightly. Okay, so then we're going to format the width of column B to 11. And we're going to right align it. So to format it, we select the column, right click, column width, change it to 11. And then they asked us to right align. So that's up here in this part that looks like Word. Okay, that's done. Yay. All right, so now we're going to go to formatting the cells B10 through B40 as numbers displaying 2 decimal places with a comma separator. So let's get into that. So we're going to select the numbers B10 down to B35. Oh, I'm sorry, B40. Please forgive me. Okay, so we want to select all of that, and then we want to right-click, format cells. And we want to choose number. We want it to be 2 decimal places. And we want to use the 1000 separator, the comma. So that's where the comma comes in. If you have a number that's greater than 1000, it will put that comma in after the 1000. Okay? So you use that, click OK, and you can see the difference. You can see the decimal places and the comma. All right, so then with number 6 on here, we want to format the width of column C to 11 and center align. So we want to select column C, format the column width, right-click, column width, to 11. Again, not a big difference, so we won't see a major jump there, just a little. And then we want to center align. Again, it's up here, this one. And that really makes a difference in how that looks. Cool. All right, format cells C10 through C35 as percentages, displaying 0 decimal places. So we're going to start with C10, go down to C35, and we want to right-click, then format cells, and go to underneath category, you're going to see percentage. And we want it to be 0 decimal places. So then we click OK, and it should look like this. It should be like a single number percentage. I think the highest one we have is 7%. That's what it should look like. If you messed up and it has more than, more decimal places or something, just go back and fix it. Then we're going to format the width of columns D through G to 11 and right align. So D through G, we're going to do these as column width 11. Again, not a huge deal. And then right align is up here, and that's done. We want to format cells D10 through G40 as numbers displaying 2 decimal places with the comma separator. So we're going to select D10, and we're going to go over to the G, draw down to the 40 row. Okay, so D10 to G40, and then we want to display 2 decimal places. We're going to format the cells, number, 2 decimal, use the comma. Click OK. That's done. All right, and we want to go to A2, which is where it says GameStop, and we want to bold that. So again, up at the top here. And then we're going to change the font size to 14. You can either do it here or you can click on the large A until it hits 14. Okay, and then bold A3 and change the font size to 12 point. Oh, there we go. Okay, that's good. And then bold rows 7 and 8. So we're going to select rows 7 and 8 like this along the side, and we're going to bold those. Okay. Now we're ready to put in some formulas. Oh boy. So we're going to click in the place where this first formula goes in cell D10, and we're going to type in equals. We always start a formula with an equal sign. B10, and then we want the asterisk for multiply. So B10 times C10. And again, we use that asterisk there. Once you get that typed in, you can press enter, and it should give you the purchase discount. And that should be equivalent to 4% of 630. That looks pretty good. Okay, so then we want to go to the next cell over in E10, and we're going to type in B10 minus D10. So we're going to type in the equal sign, B10 minus D10. Okay, so we've got, so if we subtracted this 25 from 630, we'd get 604. That looks good. All right, next one over, and that is F10. We want to type into F10 6% times E10. So we're going to type in 6%, and then that asterisk that's above the 8, that little star, times E10. Oh, what did I forget? I forgot the equal sign. Make sure you put in your equal sign. If you forget it, you know, it's always fun. So it should give you something that looks, you know, like if you took 6% of 604, this is what you get. All right, so now last one, G10, we need to type in E10 plus F10. So we need to, again, use our equal sign, E10 plus F10. Okay, so it should be something where we get, we've got a discount here, but then we have to add in the sales tax. And the sales tax is bigger than the discount, so it should be slightly more than this, and that's exactly what it is. It all looks good. All right, so then what we want to do is use that autofill thing. So we want to click on that first cell D10. We want to find that little square that's at the bottom of the selected cell. We want to lay our mouse over until we get that plus sign that looks like a black plus sign. We want to draw down to the end of that bunch. Okay, so we're drawing down to D35. Okay, next we're going to do the same thing with these. And again, we're looking for that little box. Lay your mouse over, get the plus sign that's black. Just draw down until you get to 35. And you should see 2 decimal places. You should see a comma in if there's 1,000 or more. That's what we want to see. Again, we want to draw down. And last one. If for some reason you get things with negative numbers, this activity has no negative numbers, so something is not right. You want to double check all your formulas and make sure they are correct. Okay, so then we want to go over to our totals down here, and we want to enter the formula for the total. And the formula for the total is equal, and then we want to start typing the word sum, because if we add things up, that's a sum. So if it comes up here, you want to just double click on it, And then you're a very quick way to put this all in. You can type in what the book tells you, or doesn't tell you, excuse me. You could type in B10 through B35, or B10 plus, or sorry, yeah, B10 colon B35, or you can just select them all after you put in that sum feature. Once you do that, you can press enter, and it should be about 20,870 if you did it right. Okay, so we want totals for all of these over here, and we are just going to draw that across. Great. We don't need a total for the percentage, and to me, the easiest thing to do instead of drawing, doing much more complicated things, is just to delete that. Okay. That's my husband making a lot of noise in the kitchen. Not sure what he's doing. Okay. So we want to go to the average next. We want to type in equal and then put in the word average. There's the word average. Double click on it. Okay, and then we can do the exact same thing that we did. We can just select all of these, whoops, sorry, down from B10 to B35. Once we get that selected, we can press enter. It's going to give us an average. Again, we can draw that across. We want that little tiny box. Draw it across, delete these, okay? So the percentage we want to delete. We don't need that. Okay, so again, maximum and minimum, same exact stuff. If you remember how to do those, you're ahead. But anyway, if you don't, you just start typing it in. You'll see max. We want to click on that. Oops, sorry, got something in there already. And we want to go up and draw down again to 35. And once we do that, we can press enter. One more time, we want to find that little box, draw across, fill everything in, get rid of that percentage. And last one, we want to put in equals MIN. As you start to type, you can see that it's there. And then we can again draw down from B10 to B35. Once we get it, we can hit enter. That's a good number for a minimum, and we want to draw across. And here we want to remove that. Okay, so we've got that all done. So the next thing that we want to do on here is to number 16, bold rows 37 through 40. So we're going to bold those rows. So we just select them along the side here. That makes it easier. Go up here, click bold. All right, so the next thing that it tells you to do is to basically proofread your spreadsheet. So just double check that you did everything that you were supposed to do. Okay, so did you do all the formatting? Did you bold and enlarge some of these things as far as the sizes are concerned? Did you change these to 2 decimal places and with a comma separator? Did you change this to a percentage with no decimal places? Did you make sure that these were auto-filled down? Occasionally I have a kid who does like the first line and doesn't bother to autofill, and I know sometimes it's hard to do that, but my goodness, that's like 2 seconds. And then over here we want to make sure that we did the right formulas and that these are looking good. Again, if you have anything that's a negative number, something is not right, double check your formula. One of the things I like to show kids too is that if, let's say you click on this total right here. If you're not sure what your formula is, it's right up here. So if you take a look at it, and let's say it had, instead of B10 to with a colon and then B35, maybe it just had B10 colon B34, then it's incorrect and you need to fix that. So, it's important that you kind of look and see where you might be messing up. And again, anytime that you click on something, you can see the formula up in here. And so if you need to adjust that, If you're doing something for these ones, you want to adjust it up at the top and then draw down again. So if